Abby, how are you today?
I am doing fantastic. How are you, Dan?
I'm doing good as well. I mean, what better way to continuing this epic evening with another amazing, talented, super badass guest as you? You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate that. I'm honored.
There you go. There you
Thank
go.
you. That is a great title. I
Yeah.
wish that could be like my opening line for like everything in life.
I'll make sure of it. I'll make sure of that.
Yes, please.
We should definitely make this presentation card, but kind of big one, so everything.
Like badass, yeah. Exactly what you just said. Just like on a business card, you can introduce me to people who I work with in auditions. I should just have like an intro video, and it's just you saying that.
I will. Once I'm editing the whole video to put it on YouTube, I'll make sure to send you that clip.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
All right. We have an
It's very marketable.
I love it. So welcome to the show. I mean, it's so amazing to have you here. Now, before we start, I have to give you a proper intro, proper welcome for someone with such a career as amazing as yours. So before we start, this intro, if you have seen my episode before, you know exactly what I'm about to do. If not, which is even better, let me just show you.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. I love it.
Hi, Mom.
I love it. Yeah, perfect. Now, starting with everything here, tell me how your acting career started.
Well, a long time ago in a galaxy, our galaxy.
Okay.
I just remember like ever since I was little, just always wanting to. Sorry, my screen keeps going dark, so I keep touching the screen. But I just always remember wanting to perform, always wanting to be next to people, be in front of people, and just always felt like this pull inside of me I remember I grew up on a very small farm in Ohio, and we lived on 3 acres, but also just acres of farmland. And I just remember being very frustrated. So a lot of my creativity, though, was driven by that, in the sense that we were just outside and we were playing around and we were being very creative because we didn't have a lot to do. We didn't really have cable TV at that time. We had Saturday morning cartoons. So to fill in the time, I was always acting. I was always making up stories and writing and performing and singing in front of my family. And then I got involved with theater, and just a great experience overall growing up. So I remember my first play that I ever went to, the lead, this is my Aunt Gigi, and the lead broke the fourth wall and looked right at me. And I just remember being enthralled and just like so excited. So I was like, I hope one day I can not necessarily spike the camera or break the fourth wall, but hopefully, I can evoke that feeling in someone too. So
Love it. That is epic.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that is like badass plus 2.
Yes. I'm trying to live up to your slogan.
Interesting.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Interesting. I love it. Okay. Now, you're a professional actress, singer, songwriter. I mean, you're basically doing everything here, which is so cool. Also active in film, TV, music, theater, and in the theater industry since 2006. But tell me, like back when you were starting, with the whole acting career, what were some of the challenges that you had? Because I think that it happens, right? That when you're starting a project, you just don't know what the hell you're doing. And it's a constant failure after failure after failure. So
right. And that was like,
what kept you going?
I think when I was little, I never ever got discouraged in the industry. I was just so excited to go out and audition. But I think the number one thing was I was just so loud and energetic and full of like life and spirit. And I was like, this is going to be great, like every day. And I definitely had to tone that back being in film. So I was a part of an agency. I think the Campbell agency, it was the Heyman Talent agency. Okay. And I was a part of, when I was growing up and when I was little, with Heyman Talent, and I would do like shoots and someone just tagged me in a post, which is really nice. Thank you. But I would do like little shoots, and it would be like for like Justice magazine or something fun like that. And I just remember, I was very much like ADD when I was growing up. I think, obviously I'm a lot better now, but growing up, that was very hard for me to just like maintain the level of standard of film, because it's very conversational, and I was very much, like excited about everything. And that was just my personality growing up. So I don't know exactly what was wrong with me, but turned out all right. I definitely learned a lot throughout the years. So those were some of my biggest challenges, I think, was just like, keeping it film, keeping it classy.
There you go.
And not just everywhere.
That is so amazing. Like one of the things, for example, for me that happened back in school, I am a very hyperactive person, and whenever I get an idea, I will get distracted by another one and another one and another one, and at the end I will not be doing anything because I'll be doing like half of everything, So right. I know what you mean.
Yeah, and I mean that was the challenge for me growing up too. I remember like a questionnaire, and it was like, do you like hot showers, cold showers, or warm showers? Like, which one do you like? And I put all three. I was like, I love, like, it depends on my mood, it depends on the day, totally. And how I'm feeling. I was like, this is very unfair. And like, there'd be very specific questions for your personality that I would just answer like, well, I like all of these things on certain points, and what if I'm exercising? So I definitely had that, and still, you'll see it in my food, what I eat. I will like have little like bites of everything.
There you go. So basically, you broke the matrix.
Yeah, exactly. And it is so important to stay focused, but I've learned throughout my career to stay focused, but also it's okay to experience new things,
Totally.
Especially in life in general, whatever feels comfortable for you, but maybe not just all at once, right? Like, take your time, like, slow down, ease into it.
There you go. Well, let me just tell you that we're now on Badass +3.
Oh, yes!
You're killing
me. We made it! I have made it!
There you go. So, you are an award-winning actress in film for a Good Man. Tell me about that project, but also how was the whole experience to receive an award for your performance?
That was an amazing production. I had originally taken a break from everything, from acting, for health reasons, just to get myself back on track. And so I really wanted to give film like another shot, and I didn't even have an agent at the time. I just submitted myself on Backstage. And this was just like, I read the script. I remember reading the script and saying that this is really good. Like, this is a product this is a project that I would love to be a part of. And Rob Maxon was the writer, Anthony Gaynor, and there was just a really great team involved in that production. And I just remember how collaborative the process was. And for me, I had to play a woman in the 60s. And so it was a really great challenge for me, because obviously this woman had been through a lot, through abuse, and like how to approach that healthily was a challenge. And also but I kept like a very open mind. I was with a team I was comfortable with, everything on set. Oh, hi, people commenting is so nice. But everything on set was just, I felt very comfortable, and everyone was very accommodating, and I'm very, very empathetic. I'm a very empathetic person. So to have that on set, I knew I was like comfortable and safe, and I could really play, in that regard. And they allowed us to actually improvise some of the scene, which is a little unknown fact about, one of the main scenes that I'm in is I'm improvising with Carter, my opposite, and we're improvising the scene where he comes home and like the chores aren't done, and it was all just the two of us working together, and then also like pulling in some of the script too. So it was a great opportunity just to flex that muscle, and it was a great experience too.
There you go. And like how you usually prepare a character. Now I understand, of course, that depends on the role and everything, but what usually sets you up, like what usually prepares your mind to this process of character creation?
Right. So typically I read through the script, I sit back with it. I kind of work to understand it in my mind a little bit, kind of just answer some questions in terms of like, okay, what are my immediate thoughts about the script and why do I think that, you know, and also developing what our relationship is.
Okay.
Like, have we been fighting? What has been going on before the scene, before this time? What led up to this movie? What led up to this moment? So that way the background is there and it's kind of sitting on the back burner. And then I pull from that in the scene, you know, all that, the questioning that you do, the character work. I mean, eventually you just have to kind of let it go, trust in it, and then be present with your partner. But I tend to ask myself a lot of questions about, and I've been taught to do so by amazing coaches and the way to approach the scene. So I've had a lot of experience and training in that regard too, but it's always really exciting to unpack what is happening. So it's kind of just working through that, having to process your relationship, what your objective is in the scene, your overall objective, and focusing on that throughout, and of course, you know, answering other questions that are, does she have a secret? Like, what are you know, what's going on in the background? So it's a lot of fun.
I bet. That is so cool. Now, you also recently joined Women in Film Dallas. Tell me about that.
Yes. So, I mentioned like coaching and training. My coach, Gail Cronauer, amazing, wonderful actress, and I just adore her. And I went to college and I studied under her for 2 years, and I feel like in that 2 years I just learned so much from her. And you know, she retired from that school and she was teaching online, and then I heard about Women in Film Dallas just through her posting about women in film. And I think it was like a year had gone by and she was involved with it, and she's vice president of Women in Film Dallas. And I just read more about the organization. I was like, wow, this sounds like a great opportunity to get involved in the community and some really great productions and meet some awesome women. I was like, I'm totally for this. I was like, this sounds awesome. This is like exactly what I was looking for. So it's really exciting. We actually just had our first initial meeting of the year last Sunday. And so the things that they have planned is they're very educational, empowering, and I'm so excited to be a part of it.
That is so cool. Wow.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that.
Thanks.
Really cool. And you know what? I really need to give a shout out to them. So.
Yeah. Woo! Women in Film Dallas. Come join us.
I love it. Now, what advice can you give to those who are recently starting their acting career?
I would say, just to think about this in a little more detail. You have so much to give. Just be wise in how you give it, I think, is what I would say. And, you know, be wise in who, you know, and sharing with you're just giving a lot of yourself, you know, in that production, and know that is valuable, that is valued, and every audition that is valued, and everything that you step into is worthwhile. It's a chance to share. So just know that you are valuable, and to understand that, and to let that build your confidence, and also to just enjoy it, just to experience it, just live in that moment as best you can. Okay.
That is so cool. That is inspiring. Let me say, you're dropping the mic here, so lucky for you, I got a mic. So I'm just gonna stop.
I just gotta reach across the screen, and then I'll do it in tandem with you.
I'm not gonna drop it. You know what I mean?
I feel like this is very expensive.
Yeah, we could say like, oh, I dropped it, but I didn't drop it. Right? All right, but you know what I wanted, right? You know that it was like the real purpose of it, to drop it. So. Yes.
There
you go.
I understand. Yes. Everyone, he is hypothetically dropped the mic. You just can't see. Yeah. He definitely dropped it.
Yeah, totally dropped it. Amazing. Now, let's talk about your music career. Which let me just tell you that I listen to just the songs that are on your website. I love them. Um, Now, yeah. So as I was mentioning, so on your website we can hear some of your music, like "You Can Have Me" and "Separate." So
Mhm.
let's start with "You Can Have Me." Like, tell me, how was the whole creation process for you to create that song?
Um, really experimental in terms of just trying out new styles of music, and
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that. So I made it with the producer Troy Malone, and he's just an extremely talented, and he really helped me understand Ableton Live and kind of work out like, okay, I'm gonna like create like a structure, and then we can kind of like sing on top of it, mess around with the effects, and here's how we do that. And I got to learn and sing and kind of improvise sing at the same
Yeah.
time. So it was a really great experience.
Okay. All right. And then for your most recent one called "Separate," we can hear like a total different melody here, like a total, yeah, it's like something totally different from "You Can Have Me." But tell me, like, how did you got inspired to create that song?
Yes, so going back to when I took a break before I got involved with Goodman, the reason I took a break was just I was very anxious. As a very empathetic person,
Mm.
I learned I learned the hard way that there is a capacity at which you can be empathetic.
Yeah. Okay.
Until it becomes too much and it just like the foundation underneath you isn't as strong. So that's when I had anxiety, and it was just kind of like a roller coaster, and and it was just kind of a challenging time. So I was like trying to say and separate, like, how can I separate myself, from these emotions? Like, also, like, I was trying to separate myself from the character, from a character, and like making sure that there is a clean line between you and the character. I mean, just to make sure that like your emotion and your health and that you're comfortable and healthy too.
Okay. Okay. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, so that was kind of the inspiration behind that song. It was like, how do I describe how I was feeling? It was very much like a little uncontrolled.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Okay. That is super cool here. And what usually inspires you?
Say again?
Yeah, like what usually inspires you, or yeah, like what usually sets you off to create music?
Typically it's an emotion, it's a feeling. It can be like watching the sunset. I've just written like songs that are almost very similar to like the Beatles, like because the sky is blue turns the on, and then I'll kind of use that as like my basis in terms of like, okay, that would be cool to have like that sort of like mysterious vibe, and that's kind of like what we're working on now too.
Love it. And what inspires you to create the lyrics?
To create the lyrics, I really just love in some of my songs there's a bunch of like metaphors, like relating things back to like inanimate objects and and then just using like creativity in writing a song versus just like the norm, just using like certain words that are a little bit different but not too like complex or overwhelming, but something that's a little different. So
okay, I can understand that. And
yeah.
what are usually some of the challenges that you have when you are in the process of creating music?
I would say as a storyteller, I am focusing more on like, okay, what can an audience like come back to, and like that's the hook, that's the chorus, versus just like I'm telling the story of this event, and like I don't know how to explain it because my songs have a lot of like storytelling throughout, but it's that chorus that we're working on more and more, so just to ensure that like they're feeling it as much as like I am or our team is, and when we produce the song.
I love it. But let me tell you that all like those two songs, I love them. Separate. While I was listening, I mean, as I was mentioning, it was like totally different tone here. I was like, huh, interesting.
Oh, thanks. Well, thanks for checking those out. I appreciate it.
Of course, I'm gonna make sure the whole world listens to it. You can count on that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Now, another thing here is that, tell me about your collaboration you got with Kyle Harridge.
Yeah. So Kyle, so he moved away to Odessa, but now he's back in town. He's been back in town. We've both just been really busy, but we had actually a team meeting, and for the new year, that song that I just was talking about, that because the sky is blue, I have a similar song that like has some like mysterious elements to them, like other songs that I've recorded that are like ones that I've created chords to, that I've kind of built around, and we're working to, you know, get some more music out there that'll be, you know, different than what anyone's heard before, so it'll be really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you could describe your career at the moment on a movie, TV show, book, or play, or even a song, why not? What would be the title of it?
Oh, what would be the title? Let's see. I thought about this because through your little preliminary, I was like, because I only had a chance to glance over it. I was like, what if it was like Abby's amazing montage? Like, that's the first thing that came, like the number one thing. Like, I didn't really have time to think about it in further detail. But I was just like, it's just a montage of events. It's also like my experience, my training, all going into one thing. Like, it's just a montage. Like,
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Don't know why montage. I thought that was a cool word. I was like, I like the word montage. Abby's amazing montage.
There you go. There you go. And if you could describe your career again, but now on a drink, which one would you choose?
If I had to describe my
your career on a drink.
I want to say like a Moscow Mule, because it can be, all right, hear me out, because it can be disappointing if someone else makes your drink, right? Like, it's something that's out of your control, and you don't know what the result's going to be, but you still enjoy it, right? You're just still like, oh, like I'm enjoying I'm enjoying the experience of this drink. It's not perfect, but, you know, nothing in life is perfect. And it's, it can be good, it can be bad sometimes.
Okay.
But for the most part, you know, there's some really talented bartenders out there, so it's pretty good. And if you make it yourself, which I like to do, I like to make my own like Moscow Mule. And if you make it from, you know, yourself, you make it your own, then it's really good. And it's in your control.
That is such an interesting. Oh, okay.
This is what I did think about. This is what I came up with. What do you think, Dan?
No, that's deep. That's deep. That's like, that has like a very deep meaning if you think about it. You're like,
yes, it's not just like the taste of the drink. It's literally like how it's made.
Yeah. Which is live at the same time.
Yes. This is all.
I love it.
Mostly.
That is inspiring, by the way.
What?
That is inspiring, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, didn't think that would happen, did you?
No, not at all.
That I was gonna relate a drink.
Yeah, like literally, that blew my mind.
On a personal level, yes.
Yeah, that definitely set up here.
You will never make another drink the same way again, right, Dan?
No, that for sure. That's for sure. But you know what? I definitely want to try that drink at some point. I've heard of it, but I never tried it.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's just ginger beer, and then vodka, and then lime and mint if you like a little. If
you want spicy stuff, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really good. I really enjoy it. It's very refreshing. I never tried a Moscow Mule until I met my boyfriend Danny, and then finally I was like, all right, this isn't that bad. And then I started making my own, because ginger beer can be really strong and it can burn the back of your throat. So then I realized there are certain types of ginger beer that are just better than others. I was like, oh, well then, like, if I have the right type, now I really like this drink. So yeah.
So you basically create your own thing, kind of your own career. If you know what I mean.
If you know what I'm saying. I think we're on the same wavelength.
That's so cool. Amazing. And like my last question here, Abby, is like, what motivates you? You know, we all have those crappy days, right? We just feel like crap. We don't want to continue doing it. We think it's yeah, we think it's been a waste of time or like or whatever. So what gets you out of all of those toxic thoughts and move you back to your road of creating your own career and making your own Moscow Mule? You know what I mean?
Yes, your own future in a cup.
There you go.
Well, I definitely think action has a lot to do. I read this in a book, and it was like action inspires motivation. I was like, that's pretty helpful. I was like, that actually makes sense. Like if you like right now you did your show, and that is also in itself very motivating, right? I make a drink, I'm motivated to drink it. Anyway, but enough about Moscow Mules. But I also think that I just think about my experiences, and to be able to share a part of who you are with someone is really exciting. And not only that, like you are an accumulation of your own experiences and your family and who you know and who's taught you. And I'm just so grateful for so many like wonderful people that I've known in my family, in my career, that, you know, I always just imagine myself bringing part of that into the work as well. So doing that justice as well.
That is amazing. That is super inspiring.
Aw, thanks.
Love it. But it is true. It is true. It is so cool. Huh. That is amazing. I mean, what can I say? Your career is super badass here. It is super amazing. I'm super sure that eventually your career is gonna be on top. I'm gonna see you basically everywhere. I mean, you're gonna basically be like ruling it. That's super cool. Because the fact that you are doing it because you love it, you know, as simple as it is, the fact that you're loving it, it is also a demonstration that whenever you will be performing, we can all be relaxed because we know that you will give your 100% because it's what you do. You know, it's your passion. And that is super inspiring. And also I do believe that is super inspiring for a lot of people here. And I'm also sure that a lot of people see you as an inspiration and as a way to continue moving forward, you know? That is really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thank you. And thank you, people commenting. Appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And also I want to thank those watching right now. Thank you so much. If you're watching this later, either are here on Instagram or later on YouTube, or if you are listening in on Spotify or Apple Music, make sure that you follow Inabi in all social media. You know, normally what I would say is that if you're already following her, that's perfect. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna drink your Moscow Mule, and then you're gonna follow Abby. And if you do, make sure that we leave 1 million likes. I mean, let's make her trendy right now. Hashtag Team Abby or hashtag Abby Moscow Mule, like something like that.
I love it. Drop the mics.
Yeah. And again, drop mics here. And
yes.
Just
continue dropping mics.
Yeah, just drop the mics. Drop the mics.
on really nice soft surfaces.
Yes.
Don't break your microphone.
Yeah, no. Especially if they're like this type of ones. So just feed them, you know, pretend like you're dropping it. Maybe you can make a sound like you just be like, oh, I'm gonna drop it, and be like, oh, it's dropped. You know, like that.
Sound effects. Oh.
Sound effects. Oh, it hit my feet. Jesus Christ. Something like that. And again, Abby, thank you so much for being here. It is such a delight, such an awesome experience to chat with someone as talented and amazing as you. Before I send you off, you know what it's about to come. So.
Thank you. And a round of applause for you too. This was awesome. I really enjoyed this experience. It was great.
So keep having an amazing rest of the day. An amazing upcoming weekend. Drink a lot of Moscow Mules, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, bye. Thank you all. Thanks, Dan.